What if you could invest in real estate using none of your money? Sounds impossible? Stick around so you can find out how you can build wealth with using all your money, some of your money, or none of your money. Welcome back to Jersey Real Estate Insights. My name is Gohar Gregorian, and today we are going to have Glenn Gallucci, expert private lender, educator, and investor joining us. Hi Glenn, it's always great to have you here.
Oh, it's a pleasure, Gohar. Thank you for inviting me again. We always have some very interesting discussions. So I'm looking forward to today's discussion because I know you have some questions about people investing with some of the money, none of their money, and how do they do that?
So Glenn, let's dive right into our discussion today. How our investors can invest in real estate using all of their money?
Okay, that's a great question. If you have your own funds, you can obviously do the deal by yourself. You can buy properties, you can renovate them, and then sell them for a profit. When using your own funds, you're going to save on interest that you would be paying if you were borrowing the money. Where do a lot of investors get their money from? Well, they have their savings account that may be getting a low interest rate. So you would take that money and go out and buy a deal. How about people have stocks that maybe, weren't doing so well, or maybe they bought them at 60 and now they're worth 40 and they're waiting for it to go back up. Why not take that money out, put it into a real estate deal, and make a much better return than waiting days, months, or years for that stock to come back up? So again, maybe you have the stale stocks that have just been sitting there. Another way people use their own money is they get credit lines from their bank. Okay, if you have good credit, you can get credit lines, and you can get substantial amounts of money. They use their home equity lines of credit. Okay, so these are ways that people can use all of their own funds to buy properties, renovating them, and then sell them for a profit. So, again, many investors use their own money, but there are also other ways to purchase these houses.
Amazing insights, Glenn. Thank you for sharing that with us. So let's dive right into the next question. What about if they want to use some of their money? They don't have the total amount. They can use some of their money. How that's possible?
Okay, that's great. So yes, if you have your own funds, you can do the deal yourself. Yes, you can use some of your money for your down payment, and then you can borrow the rest of the money from friends, family members, or business associates. These would be known as your private lenders. You can give them a nice interest rate, but much higher than they're getting in the bank. You can also give them a small equity position to make some extra money as well. We as private lenders, lend to real estate investors. We're asset-based lenders, so we're looking at the deal more than the person's credit or even their experience. And that's because we're investors lending to investors with our own capital, our own company capital, personal capital. Using some of your money and then borrow the rest. Or use some of that money to do the down payments, and then you're going to borrow the rest of the money for the purchase and the renovation. So that's how you can get into some of these deals, by just using some of your own money if you don't have all the money to do the deals yourself.
That sounds pretty good, to just use some of your money and borrow the rest of the money. What about if you don't have any money and you want to become a real estate investor? Is that even possible?
Great question. And to give you the quick answer, yes, it is possible. You can find the property and then you can go to another investor or person and you can partner with them. If you have the deal and you can get the work completed, they'll put up all the money. So you don't have to come to closing with any money. You don't have to have the money to buy it or to renovate it. Then you could also work out an equity split. This works great with professionals like dentists, doctors, busy business owners. All right, they're just too busy to go out and find these deals, but they want to participate. Everyone likes to participate in real estate deals. Okay, but they just might not have the time or the experience to get it done. Again, everyone loves investing. You just need to present the project that they can participate in. So, you can get all the money from family and friends. And again, you can give them an equity split on the deal. They know you, they trust you, and you're going to give them a nice equity split, a nice piece of the profit. That's what's going to help for them to decide, hey, I want to give you all the money for this deal. And you could also use, if you don't have the money at hand, you can use money from your home equity line of credit. It's not your money, but you're responsible to pay it back. All right? You can use your friends, your family, or your home equity line of credit. There are many investors out there, beginning investors, that may not have that cash readily available, but they have homes that are worth X amount of dollars and they have equity in their home. They could have $200,000, $300,000 of equity in there that they can tap into. So you can use that money. So again, remember, if you're going to be going to other investors or family and friends, you want to present a reasonable deal using the formula that we talked about previously, that 70% rule, that you're not going to have any more than 70% into that project. So again, if a house is going to sell around $500,000, you're not going to have any more than $350,000 into that deal. So now they're going to see, they're going to see that you're going to have that comfort level of, hey, I'm $150,000 below the market value. This sounds like a pretty good deal. And lastly, just remember this phrase. It's not the cost of money, it's the availability. If you don't have the funds and you need to pay for it or take a partner or give an equity split, that's not the worst thing, right? You want the money to be available so you can go out and do those deals, and you and your lender, right, that's going to put up all the money, is going to get a nice profit out of this. And that's what this business is all about.
Glenn, you touched on the topic of how to presenting the deal and how it can look like. Can you give us a little bit more information or like an example how that's possible? Like, let's say if I have the deal, what's the best way I can present to my, relatives or someone that I know they have money to get the money to buy this amazing property?
Yeah, sure. You know what? When you're going to borrow money, the first thing that it comes to mind to them is, how am I protected? Okay, how is my money protected in these deals? So when you present these deals to your friends and family, you want to show them, like we discussed before, you want to show them this house, when it's fixed up, is going to be worth X amount of dollars. I'm just going to throw a number out. It's going to be worth $500,000. The house needs $100,000 in renovation work. So we're going to be buying this house at, say, $250,000, and we're going to be putting in $100,000. Now we have $350,000 into it, but it's going to be worth $500,000. And then you're going to show them why, not just telling them, right? You want to show them. That's where that comparative market analysis comes in. You're going to show them 3, 4, 5 other houses in that area that looks just like your house, and they've sold for $500,000, $520,000, $490,000, right around that area. So you're proving to your lender that this house is definitely going to be worth in that $500,000 area, very close. Even if you're within 10%, the lender has $350,000 into it. If you don't get the $500,000 and you get $475,000 or $460,000 or $450,000, they can see that their $350,000 is pretty well protected. And they're also going to be protected by having a mortgage on that property, a first lien position on that property. Okay, so that means that property cannot be sold without them getting paid off, okay? So there again is their protection. And you're going to show them that the house is properly insured. So if anything should happen, liability-wise or fire-wise or whatever, their money is protected by that insurance policy. So that's how you go out and present deals to people. You have to make them feel all warm and fuzzy. Right? It's their money, okay? But if you show them that you're buying it for this, you're putting in this amount, it's going to be worth that, and you're proving it to them by other houses that sold, not just by a real estate agent or anybody else saying, well, I think you can get 500. And I like to, use the expression, don't think. We don't want to think. we want to basically know. And by doing a good comparative market analysis, which is like an appraisal on the house, okay? If you do a good comparative market analysis, you're really going to be close. And I've been doing this for, 35 years, 40 years, and I've always done that comparative market analysis to know that, hey, I'm going to sell this house for, $480,000, $500,000, $520,000, or whatever that number is. So we don't want any surprises. So that's how you present deals, and that's how you can get all the money for your deals. Make them feel comfortable, make them feel warm and fuzzy, and then once you do one deal, you'll have them forever. They'll always want to do deals with you.
Absolutely, and that's the right word, making them feel comfortable. It's like you're going to the bank and borrowing money. You have to show your business plan. So if you have the right strategies in place and show the person that you're trying to borrow the money that they're going to make profit, and I think they will gladly lend the money to you, and you can start your investment venture.
No, absolutely, and that's where some of the beginners kind of stumble on it. They get a little nervous asking other people for money to go into their deals with them. But again, if you lay it out for them and really show them these things right off the bat and how they're protected, it's so much easier to get money from family, friends, business associates. Okay, it's when you don't lay it out for them that all the doubts come into. What happens if it catches on fire? What happens if this? What happens if that? How do you know it's going to sell for that? Okay, so you want to come right out and lay it right out for them. And this is how a lot of investors, especially beginners, get started.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power, absolutely.
If you found this information interesting and would like to get more information or learn more how to get into investing properties, click the link below and we'll see you on the other side. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we always love to hear your comments. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so if you want to find out more about how to get into real estate investing with using just some of your money or none of your money, click the link below and contact us, and we can show you how, if you have some money, if you have down payment money and you're looking for the balance to purchase and renovate the properties, that you can borrow money from us. We are private lenders, and we're flexible, a little bit more flexible than banks and hard money lenders, and a lot of beginning investors like to use us for that, just for that reason alone, and so do the experienced investors. So again, click the link below, contact us, and we'll see you on the other side.